mother of 2 kids, Madison and Cameron, and Madison and Cameron are here in the audience today. Put up your hands. There we are. Hello. She's been married 18 years to the wonderful Jeff. Put your hand up. Yay. Congratulations. Fantastic. Andrea comes from a wonderful, adventurous life. And she likes to instill that life in everything that she does. She's an avid explorer, a woman after my own heart because she's a scuba diver, which is the happiest place on earth for me and for Andrea. She's passionate about women helping women, and the chapter in her book is absolutely fantastic about that. She comes from a very male-centric and very male-dominated industry with cybersecurity. So can you even imagine cybersecurity? There's 1% of women in manager roles in cybersecurity. So with her passion for life, her passion in the industry, and the absolute empowerment that she has, I would like to introduce Andrea to the stage.
That was a great introduction. Thank you, Claudia. And way to get the room waking up this morning, this early morning for everyone. It's always nice to go first because it's not a full house quite yet. And then I can relax and enjoy the rest of the day and not have so many nerves. So, I come from a family of strong women. And so empowering women to succeed is very near and dear to my heart. My mom's here today, and her mother was very strong, so was my mother. And they inspired me, to do what I do, really, supporting women. So I was a stay-at-home mom for about 4 years before I started my career in cyber when I was 18 at Bank of Montreal. And I spent a lot of my time at BMO and at Rogers, building up their security teams. And then when it was time to have a family, I decided to take 4 years off of my career and do what my mom did. My mom spent most of her time as a stay-at-home mom. She worked a little bit, but we fought a lot, my brother and sister and I. So my poor mother had to keep quitting those jobs and coming back to the house to keep us under control. And so, through most of my young years, my mom was home with me. So it was important for me to be home with my kids and to raise them. So it was nice to have a really fast-paced career in cyber on the operations side. So, we get cyber breaches. It's kind of a 24/7 job. And so once I got pregnant, my focus turned to my family and being home with my kids. And I loved it. It was the best job that I ever did. Even working 24/7 in cyber at the banks and at Rogers was nothing compared to raising 2 children at home. And I'd often remind my staff, the men that work with me, mostly men, and they'd be complaining about their wives at home, and they quickly learned not to go there with me. And so raising 2 kids at home, it was so busy and fun, and I didn't want to go back to work. My husband made me go back to work. and so financially, it was really hard to stay off for 4 years and lose a salary. So when we were almost ready to go broke, my husband begged me to go back to work. And so I went back and climbed my way back up again. So it was really good. It was good to stay home, put my family in the focus for me. That was what was important. Even though I worked so hard to get where I was as a senior manager when I quit that job to stay home, and leave that all behind to focus on what was important to me, which was my 2 kids, and to have fun with them and play with them all day. And so it was really hard to, go back to work and get back into that rat race again, and take a team lead job just so that I could work in Barrie, at the data center in Barrie, and be close to my kids so I could go to the schools and participate in their class plays and do all that fun stuff. And then go back to my meetings, 5-minute drive, 5-minute commute kind of to get back to work again. So it was the best of both worlds, really busy to run, full-time. All of us full-time working moms know what that's like, and juggling it all so that you can be the best mom you could be and the best employee you could be. So it was busy time when the kids were little, for sure. So what I did was, when I went back to work, it was like riding a bike. Within a couple of weeks, I was right back into that busy career life again, and back into an operations role with, those midnight calls around the clock to make sure that the systems are all protected. And slowly but surely, I had a lot of men support me. So I'm very passionate about empowering women, because there was no women really to empower me. As Claudia was mentioning, it's 1% of women in management in cyber, and so there was no female role models while I was coming up in my career. So I really spend a lot of time working with young women, and even working with women that want to make a career change in the organization and move over into cyber, and helping them, mentoring them, helping them, supporting them. I find, women need a lot of encouragement. So the young girls that I work with, I just have to keep telling them that, just put your fear aside and go for it. And they need a cheerleader beside them that pushes them to go and apply for the roles. And even though they don't have the skills necessarily that are 100%, they can still just go and learn it, and teaching them that they can learn anything, really. And I think that applies with everything really in life, that if you put your fear aside and you just go for it and do your best, you can learn anything, really. Even computers and all the stuff that people think they can't do, it's all just learned, right? But it's our own selves that stop us from taking those risks, failing, worrying about failure, all of that hold us all back. We're our own worst enemies, really. So I'm really passionate about helping these young girls push past those boundaries that they set themselves in their own heads. So, now I enjoy a successful career. I'm an executive at Sun Life, running the security team over there. We're bringing more and more people, women, into our organization, really campaigning for women and really supporting them. So that they can join our team, and we can really change it. And it's not so male dominated. So I encourage everybody, in the audience, to do whatever you can in your own fields and in your own families to support, stay-at-home moms, women that are at home who really need your support, and the women at work that we all work with, encouraging and supporting them. Because there's just not enough of it, and I think we all need that support. We all need the encouragement to be able to achieve our dreams and do all of that. So I think that's really the message that I wanted to convey to everybody here today. And there's lots of challenges in my book that I talk about in my chapter that I've gone through and overcame, and so I encourage you to read that, and congratulations to the other authors for your accomplishments. Thank you.